this episode, a mug will be visible. Greetings, you scissor lizards. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham, and I'm also a fan of that band. This is the Crack-A-Pack here on LRRMTG, where today we are, as you may have already inferred, opening a pack of Unglued, one of the comedy albums? One of the comedy sets. The unsets, the silver bordered, though maybe not anymore. But anyway, the silver border sets, 10 bizarre and broken cards, a supplement to Magic the Gathering. Only 10 cards in the pack here. This pack, by the way, was given to us by John Levy at, are you ready for this, James? PAX Prime 2016. 6 years ago. Ooh boy. There's no, sort of explanatory stuff about Unglued on the booster. It talks a bit about Magic. It says, in this strategy game, you play with decks of illustrated cards instead of a board. These collectible cards represent magical... Sorry, it's written over. These collectible cards represent magical spells and fantastic creatures. If you haven't played Magic before, look for the Magic the Gathering Portal trading card game. That's really underselling what we're about to experience here, but let's get into it. As most people know, really the land is like the value of these packs, but I'm just excited about what else we can find inside, such as Knight of the Hokey Pokey. White for a 2/2 Knight with first strike, which already seems great. Like, that seems way too playable for silver bordered nonsense. For 1 and a white, do the Hokey Pokey. No, that's part of the cost. 1 and a white and do the Hokey Pokey. Prevent all damage to Knight of the Hokey Pokey from any one source. The reminder text for do the Hokey Pokey is stand up, wiggle your butt, raise your hands above your head, and shake them wildly as you rotate 360 degrees. I would argue that is not the Hokey Pokey. The Hokey Pokey is very clear about what it is. It's literally the lyrics. You put your right hand in, you take your right hand out. You put your right hand in and shake it all about. You do the Hokey Pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. An argument could be made based purely on semantic interpretation of the language of the lyrics, that the Hokey Pokey is that specific subset of the song. When you're instructed to do the Hokey Pokey, that moment is the Hokey Pokey, and the rest of the song is merely ancillary shenanigans. But the song as a whole is called the Hokey Pokey, so I would argue the entirety of it is the Hokey Pokey. Thankfully, this means if your opponent controls one of them, you don't have to sit through the entirety of the Hokey Pokey every time they activate this ability. Because it's like right hand, left hand, right leg, left leg, head, and then your entire body, I think, is the full rotation. It has been admittedly a decade or two since I've done a Hokey Pokey. I like that card, honestly. That's just a very good design. Chicken Egg. 1 and a red for a 0/1. Egg. During your upkeep, roll a 6-sided die. On a 6, sacrifice Chicken Egg and put a giant chicken token into play. Treat this token as a 4/4 red creature that counts as a chicken. I mean, apart from the dice rolling, which is something that they, up until Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, dice rolling was sort of a silver border unset only sort of area. That actually seems perfectly reasonable. Might take a while to actually get your 4/4 out of it, but yeah. Oh, speaking of chickens, I forgot. Chickens was a theme in Unglued. In Unhinged, it was donkeys, because donkeys let them say ass on a Magic card. But in this one, it was chickens. So next up, we have Free Range Chicken. It's 3 and a green for a 3/3 chicken. For 1 and a green, roll 2 6-sided die. If both die rolls are the same, Free Range Chicken gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number rolled on each die. Otherwise, if the total rolled is equal to any other total you have rolled this turn for Free Range Chicken, sacrifice it. What? For example, love it when flavor text says, for example, if you roll 2 3s, Free Range Chicken gets +3/+3. If you roll a total of 6 for Free Range Chicken later in that turn, sacrifice it. I guess that is slightly better than a 3/3 for 4, which is what it would be if you just chose never to activate that ability to save yourself the headache. There's something going on with the copyright line. Night of the Hokey Pokey has the collector number, 6 of 94, and then the word didn't. Chicken Egg is 41 of 94. Henway, like the name, 58 of 94. War. There's clearly some kind of joke or text or something going on word by word through the collector numbers. Anyway, it's now Mesa Chicken. 3 chickens. Technically, chicken egg is an egg, but whatever. Anyway, white for a 2/2 chicken. Stand up, flap your arms, cluck like a chicken, and Mesa Chicken gains flying until end of turn. the flavor text. Lo, Lord of Layers, proudly comb-crested hero to hens, father to feathers, crowing sun caller, weaver of wattle, elder to eggs. Attributed to the Rooster Saga. This word is 2, and it's collector number 9. Next, it's the Clambassadors. The Clam Folk were also a thing. 3 and a blue for a 4/4 Clam Folk. Hey, 4 mana 4/4 in blue? Okay, what's the downside? If Clambassadors damages any player, choose an artifact, creature, or land you control. That player gains control of that artifact, creature, or land. Sorry we shelled your village. Here's some gold. Yeah, that's bad. It's a bad card. What's the word on this one? Secret. Deadhead is next. I assume this is a fan of the Grateful Dead. Yes, it is. This is a Grateful Dead reference. 3 and a black for a 3/3 zombie. Put Deadhead into play. Use this ability only if any opponent loses contact with his or her hand of cards, and only if Deadhead is in your graveyard. Flavor text. I'm back from the dead, the zombie moaned, and they were far out, man. Grateful Dead references losing a lot of equity since 1998. Sorry to report. But okay, so that's interesting. So if they put their hand down, if they put the cards down, and Deadhead is in your graveyard, then you can just go, putting Deadhead into play. What if they're hellbent? I guess that counts, because they have lost contact with the cards in their hand, because they have no cards in their hand. I don't know, this seems pretty good, actually. That seems like some powerful shenanigans. We have 2 uncommons and a rare. Hungry Heifer. 2 and a green for a 3/3 cow. 3/3 for 3, love to see it. During your upkeep, remove a counter from any card you control, or sacrifice Hungry Heifer. Because it's eating all the counters. The flavor text, in very, very large type, is Mrrr. That's bad. We don't have anything here that gets counters, do we? No. That's a 3/3 for 3 that will sacrifice immediately. Bronze Calendar, 4 mana artifact. This spell costs 1 less to play as long as you speak in a voice other than your normal voice. If you speak in your normal voice, sacrifice Bronze Calendar. Every page holds a month, every date a numeral. I am having difficulty understanding why this is a thing. I don't understand how this relates. Wait, your spells, all your spells, cost 1 less to cast. Okay. I still don't get why with the calendar, and it's this pot with... I guess they're using a different, maybe an ancient definition of the word calendar. Do they mean colander? Because the illustration looks like a colander. Is that meant to be a joke? Because I don't think it lands. Hi, professional comedian Graham Stark here, critiquing jokes from 22 years ago. This is a very confused card. The idea of just an artifact that makes your stuff cheaper if you talk in a funny voice, I think is great. I'm just really hung up on the whole calendar thing and how that's supposed to relate to it, and the fact that it clearly is illustrated like a colander. Maybe Melissa Benson misunderstood, maybe that there was a typo in the art brief. I don't know. Completely lost. Anyway, moving on to the rare. It's been eaten. It's a Squirrel Farm. 2 and a green for an enchantment. For 1 and a green, choose a card in your hand. Covering the artist's name, reveal the card to target player. If that player cannot name the artist, reveal the artist's name and put a squirrel token into play. Treat this token as a 1/1 green creature, and the ignorant shall fall to the squirrels, says the flavor text. This art, by the way, is by Ron Spencer. That's potentially very powerful. I feel like within the office, we tend to stay apprised of artists fairly well, though maybe it's just certain artists. I think this would get me. I think I'm not saying that I would be remotely immune to that. I think that would goof me pretty hard. By the way, the word on that one is the. And our land is swamp. Nice swamp from Mark Zug. You could draft this. You could draft this? No. Unhinged you could draft. Unglued was only 10 cards. I don't even know if this was designed to be drafted. If it was, I guess I would probably... Is it better to just take Bronze Calendar and affect a weird voice for the entire game just to make all your spells cheaper? You gotta get to 4 mana before you can even do that, though. I don't know. Maybe it is Squirrel Farm. Just start making a bunch of squirrels, because your opponent probably won't remember that, like, Christopher Rush did the art for Chicken Egg. You gotta show them the artist, though. So you can't keep using... You can't be like, who's this artist? I don't know. Great. And then use that card again. I mean, you'll keep drawing cards. You could probably get there. I'll take the Squirrel Farm. Yeah. The pack, by the way, is worth over $10, which is pretty good for 10 cards from 20 years ago. The swamp is over $6 because, again, these lands are highly sought after. Squirrel Farm is another couple dollars as well because, you know, you gotta love them squirrels. So, hey, not bad. Thanks, John Levy. For those who are curious and haven't already Googled it themselves, if you take all the cards in the set and order them in the correct collector number, spoilers if you're interested, I guess, it puts together the following phrase. Here are some cards that didn't make it to print. Socks of Garfield, Hot Monkey Love, Colonel's Secret Recipe, Squeeze Play, Banned in France, Spoon, Disrobing Scepter, Butt Wolf, Lotus Roach, Sesame Ifrit, Needless Reminder Text, Chicken Choker, Clockwork Doppelganger, Henway, Help, I'm Trapped in Carta Mundi. They were the printers for early Magic. Mad Cow, Poke, Lord of Wombats, Gratuitous Babe Art, Brothers War Bonds, Dwarven Kickboxer, Mickey's Drunk, Pact with the Wastes, COP Bow, COP, like Circle of Protection, BO. So I guess it's Circle of Protection Body Odor, I guess was the joke, but it's spelled COPBO. Maybe it's meant to be like a C3PO. I don't know. Anyway, Urza's Chia Pet, Thallid Shooter, good pun, Shoelace, When Chihuahuas Attack, Wall of Cookies, Kobold Ninja, Mucosaur, Keldoran Outhouse, Bear in the Woods, Dental Thrall, Flavatog. Wait, they did that one. I think they later did Flavatog, wouldn't they, or something like that? Anyway, and Serial Killer. That's cereal like the, you know, like the food. Some good ones in there that maybe we'll see one day. Justice for Butt Wolf. Graham Stark, 2022. That's it for this pack of cards. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thanks again, John. I've been Graham. James has been hanging out here on tech. Matt edits these and Heather gets them online. And thank you all so much for watching. You can support the show and everything we do at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. If you want to send us a pack, we'll get to it maybe sooner than 6 years later. No promises. You can do so to the address on your screen. Thanks always for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Did they make it Flavatog? No? All right, well. Wrong again, Graham.